What is up, guys? This is Orca Flop, and today I'm coming at you with another video. And today we are going to be reviewing one of the newest IndyCar races to come into the IndyCar schedule. The Circuit of the Americas IndyCar race, the IndyCar Classic, took place this weekend, and we are going to review the inaugural IndyCar Classic at Circuit of the Americas that happened this weekend. So the race started with Will Power and Alexander Rossi on the front row. Because obviously they were fast in qualifying and they were fast the whole weekend, as I believe Will Power and Rossi also led some practice sessions. So they started up at the front row. Rossi went to block Ryan Hunter-Reay on the initial start. Will Power took off to a lead by about a second. And you had the young 18-year-old rookie, Colton Herta, who is the son of Brian Herta, the IndyCar legend. He was in about 5th or 4th, I think he qualified, and he made an insanely good move going into turn 1, passing Ryan Hunter-Reay and was it Ryan Hunter-Reay and was it Scott Dixon as well? I think so, because Scott Dixon also went hard into turn 1, trying to make an early move at the beginning of the race, and in the end it was Will Power that pulled away to the lead, then Alexander Rossi, then Colton Herta, and then Ryan Hunter-Reay, and it kind of stayed that way for honestly the majority of the race. And nothing much changed, to be honest with you. I mean, you had, but, however, there was one thing that interesting that happened. Another young rookie that lost his opportunity at Harding Racing due to not having enough funds. Pato O'Ward got justice as he got a part-time ride at Carlin Racing. And Pato O'Ward was battling for, 6th or 7th with Sebastian Bourdais. It was impressive to say the least, and he was making these excellent moves, especially during pit stops. Like, he was 7th on the initial start, but then started making these great moves, just literal fantastic moves on certain drivers like Sebastian Bourdais, etc. And he was up to about 6th place through these pit cycles, as well as he was taking the advantage of the cold tires and the warm tires. You had Aerosmith Pearson Motorsports cars, Marcus Ericsson and James Hinchcliffe, that went to stop early to put on the black compound that lasted them to get all the way into the top 10. You know, you had Power, Rossi, and Herta going to pit road. A couple of positions shaked up as the pits went, because you had other guys staying on the reds, others went to the black compound, and that allowed drivers to go up and down in terms of the running order, and that allowed guys like Marcus Ericsson and James Hinchcliffe to get up there. Yeah, and that created some interesting strategy. And then as we go later into the race, another rookie, Felix Rosenquist, who was running in the top 10 with Scott Dixon, but slowly they started to fall back because Ganassi didn't set up the cars that right for Circuit of the Americas. And Felix Rosenquist kind of caused the game changer of the race, as after these cycles of pit stops and after just watching Pato O'Ward make these amazing moves and Carlin equipment running in the top 10, that's impressive to say the least. Felix Rosenquist ended up colliding with James Hinchcliffe, and he spun and crashed into the wall entering the entrance of pit road, and that brought out the caution. And this is where the entire race just shook up everything. Everything just shook up from here. Because everyone went into pits. Will Power, the guy who has been leading every single lap. Hold on a second. I gotta let my cat out. Okay. Thank you. In the middle of the review. Fantastic. Great timing, right? Hashtag let the cat out. Type that in the comments section. Hashtag let the cat out. Anyway. So, drivers went into pit road, as well as Rossi and the leaders, and Power went into pit road, got his 4 tires. He was going on the red compound, and then he broke a drive line, and the car ended up stalling out, and Will Power, the guy who literally dominated the race, qualified on pole, and was fast the entire weekend, got out of the race and ended up DNFing. And Power it was so heartbreaking, because Power led every single lap of the race virtually, and he was the dominant car. And then he, breaking a drive line, installing the car on pit road, put it to an end real fast for Will Power, and that kind of sucks. That really does. So, did I mention that also Joseph Newgarden was also pulling a similar strategy to the Aerosmith Pearson cars of Marcus Ericsson and James Hinchcliffe? he was kind of going in earlier, and that allowed Newgarden to make up some spots and get into the top 5. With Ryan Hunter-Reay as well. And Felix Rosenqvist ended up going 5 laps down as that front wing was tore up. Really sucks for Felix Rosenqvist after having that insanely great performance in St. Petersburg. I can only expect him to do good at Long Beach. So, it sucks for Felix Rosenqvist. But to be honest with you, Circuit of the Americas was a new track for everyone. Now, getting on a pit road, Alexander Rossi, I believe, got a penalty. Again, I couldn't watch the entire Circuit of the Americas race. I was watching Martinsville more than I was watching the IndyCar race because they were both on virtually at the same time, so I was kind of flipping channels. But I did catch the last 13 laps of the IndyCar race, and I think Rossi got penalized on pit road. I knew Will Power had a driveline issue, and he stalled the car, and heartbroken. That sucks, man, for Will Power. He was having such a great race. The car was fast. Roger Penske didn't seem too pleased either, considering the fact that literally that was his only fast Penske car, as Newgarden was like in top 10 at most, and then Pagenaud had a terrible race, running like 17th to 19th. So, yeah, but the real big factor here, now that Will Power is out and Rossi got a penalty, is none other than the rookie who was fast all testing back in February at Circuit of the Americas. Yours truly, the son of Brian Herta, Colton Herta, the 18-year-old, was leading at Circuit of the Americas with Joseph Newgarden and Ryan Hunter-Reay behind him. Now, this is probably one of the biggest moments in IndyCar, aside from the Indy 500, that has happened recently, as going to the green flag after a long caution, which we don't know why. It was kind of controversial as to why we had that long of a caution. But going to the restart, Colton Herta got an excellent launch and pulled away from Joseph Newgarden and Ryan Hunter-Reay, and he took the command at Circuit of the Americas and led the whole rest of the way. Joseph Newgarden was trying to use his push-to-pass, and so was Ryan Hunter-Reay. They were both trying to use their push-to-passes to run down Colton Herta, but in the end, it didn't work, as they weren't pulling, they were not the fastest cars in general. And Harding, as well, is not the best team out there, but Colton Herta was able to adapt to Circuit of the Americas so well, he made that car about as fast as an Andretti car. I think actually Harding has I think they're affiliated with Andretti Autosport. I'm not for sure. I'll have to check up on that because they're both running Honda engines. But also, did I mention that Colton Herta blew a Honda engine this weekend in the first practice session? How about a resurgence? And in the end, Colton Herta executed that restart perfectly, and that allowed him to pull away. And Colton Herta wins his first ever IndyCar race at 18 years old. Oh my goodness, that is amazing, dude. That is so cool. Colton Herta, I can already tell, he's already got a Rolex on him because he was one of the drivers of the number 25 BMW that won the Rolex 24 for Rahal Letterman Lanigan Motorsports. So he already won a Rolex 24, which is an accomplishment in and out of itself. But now he wins his first IndyCar race at just 18 years old. You're looking at a future right here. So, oh my goodness. I was so pumped to see Colton Herta win because it's only good for IndyCar. If you have successful rookies in the series, you're bound to have success in general. Colton Herta ran a fantastic race. He was third. At one point, he was battling with Alexander Rossi because they were the fastest cars. I believe Rossi, with that penalty, he ended up finishing 10th or 9th because he was making up. He made about 5 to 6 spots on that last restart, and he made up a ton of positions, and that allowed Rossi to finish in the top 10 like he wanted to keep at least a solid amount of points. But now you're looking at Colton Herta nearly being the points leader, I think. I'll have to check the points after this. But the finishing results were this, I'm pretty sure. I know Colton Herta won, Joseph Newgarden second. Ryan Hunter-Reay was third. He was tracking down Joseph Newgarden at the end because it seems like he had a stronger car than Newgarden in general. I want to say it was it Sebastian Bourdais? No. What? No, I think it was Dixon, actually. Was it Dixon that finished fourth? I don't remember. But I do know that Pato O'Ward either finished 6th or 7th and was making aggressive moves on Sebastian Bourdais at the end of the race. Look, Colton Herta won his first race. I'll get into that a little bit more. But Harding made a horrible mistake in not hiring Pato O'Ward. The dude is in Carlin Racing equipment, the same equipment that Max Chilton and Charlie Kimball are in, and they've run literally in the back last season as well when Carlin was in IndyCar for their first season. They ran in the back virtually the entire season, and their highest finish was about 16th to 15th to 16th. Not that impressive. And Carlin is an extremely small team. And Pato O'Ward got a top 10. A top 10 with Carlin equipment. Why, Harding? Why did you miss out on Pato O'Ward? The dude is like a Michael Andretti. He hops in there, he's immediately good. Pato O'Ward, I said this last year when I saw his performance at Sonoma. I already knew Pato O'Ward had potential. He was running top 10 in Harding equipment. He was doing great. In fact, he was in the top 5 at one point in that Sonoma race. And that was Chevy. And Chevy's not really the best road course aero kit out there. They don't have the best engines. Honda would be. So I was just imagining, wow, could you imagine if Pato O'Ward was in a Harding Racing Honda? He could probably be up there with Colton Herta, Rossi, and Power for the majority of the race. The dude made excellent moves. Out of pit road, he did I think he slingshotted or faked out Marcus Ericsson like 3 times and then got around Graham Rahal in the S's. It was so impressive. Oh, and I forgot to mention that at the start of the race, Zach Veach spun out. That happened. I forgot to mention that. Zach Veach kind of had a terrible race after he spun out. I think he got wing damage at the end too after making contact with Simon Pagenaud, was it? I think it was, it was Rossi and Pagenaud that made contact, and Pagenaud had to go into pit road, and he finished really badly. But Zach Veach, I know, had wing damage for a certain amount of time after he spun out. Don't remember what it was, but Graham Rahal, I think, came down on him in the S's, and he spun out. Forgot to mention that at the start of the video, that when they went green, that Zach Veach spun out. Zach Veach had a terrible race. He was like a lap down for the majority of it. Which sucks because Zach Veach is actually really good. I like Zach Veach. But I kind of just want to express Pato O'Ward because I feel like he's just getting flown under the radar now that Colton Herta won this race. The dude is talented. I mean, you saw it. Carlin Racing equipment, dude. And he finished in the top 10, 6th or 7th. And he was outpacing Sebastian Bourdais, James Hinchcliffe, Scott Dixon at one point. I did see him ahead of Scott Dixon at one point in the running order. Dixon was 8th, he was 6th. He was outpacing a 5-time IndyCar champion. He made Graham Rahal, like David Land said, he made Graham Rahal look like a rookie. The dude knows how to make his moves, and he knows what to do in certain situations in a race. Pato O'Ward probably is one of the most talented young drivers I've seen in any motorsport right now. And I'm not just saying this because I saw David Land's video. I genuinely watched the race, and I saw the moves Pato O'Ward was making, and he was impressing the shit out of me. It was amazing. He kind of impressed me about the same way as Felix Rosenqvist did at St. Petersburg. In fact, Felix Rosenqvist was the guy I picked to win, yet he wrecks out and finishes 5 laps down. Oh, great. But Pato O'Ward's a genuine talent, and next year he better get a contract with Harding no matter the financial situation. Because now that Harding is aligned with Andretti Autosport, they can probably make that connection and probably have the funding. So yeah, that's it for Pato O'Ward. An awesome performance by a guy who got kicked off of Harding Racing for no reason and steps into a Carlin car and gets a top 10. Fantastic job by Pato O'Ward. Colton Herta, another fantastic young driver, young rookie. He won the race, and he was top 3 the entire race, and he knew the racing lines virtually better than anyone else in the race. Colton Herta ran a fantastic race and proved that he belongs in IndyCar, and he is probably a future superstar. The dude is talented as well. He made good moves on Alexander Rossi. The fact that he was able to beat out Alexander Rossi, that's saying something, because Rossi's virtually probably one of the most talented, if not the most talented driver in IndyCar right now, aside from Scott Dixon and Will Power and Joseph Newgarden and Ryan Hunter-Reay. I think we're seeing a bit of a resurgence in IndyCar now. Santino Ferrucci, I don't like the guy personally, but he had a good race. He was top 10 the majority of the race for that number 19 Dale Coyne racing car. He ran a good race. Rosenquist was like the only rookie that didn't run well, but he ran good at St. Pete, so I guess that makes up for it. But I think we're seeing a lot of good. We're seeing a great rookie of the year battle this year. You got who knows if Colton Herta, Rosenquist, even Pato O'Ward for these small races, the small portion of races he's running, these guys could be up front and they could be running for a championship. You don't know. They could. So it'd be awesome to see that. Congratulations, Colton Herta and Harding Racing. It's amazing that Harding is such a new team to IndyCar, and they already got a win with the youngest driver to ever win an IndyCar. Speaking of which, I think they in Victory Lane, they gave Colton Herta the alcoholic cider rather than the non-alcoholic that was supposed to go to Joseph Newgarden, who finished on podium. So, yes, my boy Joseph Newgarden with a second-place finish after winning St. Petersburg. Hell yeah, let's go for another championship, Newgarden. In fact, Marco Andretti actually finished 7th. I did remember that. I just remembered that. My boy Marco finished 7th. Hell yeah, this was a good race. For me, at least. But personally, gotta say, it's a 5 out of 10. I give the race a 5 out of 10 personally because of the matter of, honestly, nothing much happened until that Felix Rosenquist caution with him spinning and hitting the wall. That's when things really started to kick in. If that didn't happen, it'd probably get like a 3 out of 10. I start to see why David Land doesn't like Circuit of the Americas. I think it's solely an F1 track, and it should probably stay like that. I just don't know if the modern-day Dallara IndyCar is suitable for, uphills and downhills as intense as Circuit of the Americas has. But overall, it was a decent race. It was a meh race. Wasn't great. I thought St. Petersburg was good, though. So, congratulations to Colton Herta on being the youngest IndyCar winner ever. You made history in IndyCar, and I don't see anything anywhere else for Colton Herta to go but up. Colton Herta could probably get another win this year. That could be a Laguna Seca, considering that's virtually a new track, but not really, since Cart ran there. So, congratulations to Colton Herta. I wish I could have watched the whole race. I really do, because I missed a lot of it. I missed a lot of the middle of it because I was watching the Cup race, because I don't like usually flipping channels in between. I didn't like doing that, but I'll definitely try to see if I can watch Long Beach more than Texas, because I know the Texas Cup race is going to suck ass. So I think I'll watch Long Beach over that. But because it was Martinsville, I'll watch Martinsville over COTA. But I did get to, get the recap and see what happened in the race. So congratulations to Colton Herta and Harding Racing. Gets Harding Racing their first win ever, and he's an 18-year-old winner. Colton Herta is got the same talent as his father, Brian Herta. Except let's hope he doesn't get passed by, Scott Dixon and Laguna Seca and recreate a CART 1996 with Zanardi and Herta. But, so awesome to see that. I give the race a 5 out of 10. It's awesome to see that IndyCar is getting a new resurgence with young drivers now, seeing as they're really proving their talent. I think we're going to have a great Rookie of the Year battle. So, thank you guys for watching this review. I give the race a 5 out of 10. Congratulations to Colton Herta and Harding Racing. On to Long Beach. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. You happy, sad for Colton Herta, whatever. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.